as powerful as the court is, because the matter they keep adjourning the matter. Oh, the man is on special assignment in another state. He has been posted out, and that case will never get heard. Some judges and magistrates will then strike out that matter. However clear the evidence is that the accused persons may be guilty, that is one instance.
Major.
Now, in terms talking about funding, the whole states are not, they can't pay salaries and all that. Now, people take that from the angle of states that cannot pay salaries. But what of states that can pay and that have shown that if you manage your resources well, Lagos State, for instance, as a state. Now, I am aware that
an Akwa Ibom state. Okay,
well, and maybe Ogun State.
Okay, it's getting wider.
Now, take for instance, we have a situation in Lagos State. The old tax department in Lagos State was absorbed by the federal tax department. I mean, in this new dispensation, they did something right. Now, as of yesterday, it was reported that the target fixed by the tax department at the federal level was met in June. Wow. 2.5 trillion naira. It was met. They just took a team that had worked in Lagos in terms of generating revenue for Lagos State, took it to the federal level, and they performed. Now, that is a situation where you can say that, okay, if actually you have a team that is well trained, you have a team that is driven, you can achieve anything you want. When the issue of yellow fever started, there was a lot of hue and cry in Lagos State because of the difference between the federal and state, the people at the helm of affairs at the federal level. There was a lot of... Now, imagine Lagos State. We had problems with LASMA. I am not speaking for Lagos State, but I'm trying to... Now, we had problems with LASMA, but gradually you see that the traffic situation is being properly managed. Because over the years, disciplinary action, the bad ones are being fished out, and gradually they are working. Now, to set up a state police department, the salaries are being paid, nobody is complaining. They are not killing people, there are no accidental discharges, they are not stealing, they are not robbers. Now, to set up a state police, it doesn't mean you have to now train men from the scratch. You simply absorb what you have on ground and retrain them for the purpose of policing. And then you have a police department that works. Let us not becloud our sense of judge reasoning by saying, oh, the state governor, if he's opposed to the man at the federal level, the president, then the state police will start shooting the federal police and all that. They will work within the ambits of the law. The law should be amended and there will be no friction. That's my take.
And by the way, we fashion our democracy after the American system. The American system does have state police.
It does.
It has police at various levels.
LAPD, SCPD.
And they all work together, don't they? So why are people saying that we're not ready?
Don't we have the judiciary?
Yes.
Don't we have the national and the state? Do we now say, no, let us abolish the state because the government is going to use it to hound everybody?
You know, the people who've been against this, they have said that if you have state policing now, you are creating future anarchy. Future anarchy because by the time the state governors will have full control of the police, any opponent or perceived opponent is in soup.
Do they have full control of the judiciary?
Well...
How is it working?
See, policing and judiciary, for those who are against policing, state policing, they say it's different ball game because the man we call a policeman is carrying a gun.
But let me say something.
By the time you get to court, you can argue before the judge and be civil. If you have a gun, then it's totally different. And so it shouldn't be left in the hands of governors who, at their whims and caprices, they can just decide that, okay, this person or these people will have to go down.
Let me say something. Laws are made These are lawyers. They will understand. Not just for men, based on ideals and fundamentals, and the eyes blind. You can't make a law today because the president is a man of integrity. What if he leaves? You can't also make a law because the man on the seat is recalcitrant. What if he leaves? You make a law because you look at what should be, what should take us from one point to the other. And in economics, till tomorrow, they insist all things being equal. You and I know that all things can never be equal.
Okay, so
but they work on that. It's a principle over the years, all things being equal. So you must make laws when the voters realize that the power in this office is enormous, when they realize that they cannot afford the luxury of putting a stupid man in this office, that experience they have had, when they go back for the next man, they will sit down and say, that is a loaded gun. Please, let's not give it to an irrational person. I think that the state police will make us begin the journey of what you call leadership recruitment profiling, and that will be the beginning of Nigeria. Let's not look at the abuse.
Here.
Let's. I would have, raised.
You should give us
another...
a proverb to wrap up that.
But let's quickly look at, some other issues in the polity. The killings. I know that's weighs so much on the minds of Nigerians, and some people have said, okay, there's a debate around to avert some of these problems. Let's see how we can do cattle colony, or we do ranching, or how do we go about solving this issue? Because today in Sokoto people are killed, tomorrow in Benue, next tomorrow in Adamawa. You never know where it will get to.
Well, it's rather unfortunate that these killings, because we now use the word killing as if it is just an ordinary English word.
Like eating.
Killing chickens.
Killing chicken. Even some people could not ordinarily be in a position to kill chicken. They are so sensitive to anything live. Not to talk of human beings.
But you
Children
kill
even
mosquito.
see corpses, it means nothing to them anymore. However, the issue about violence in any polity has to do with the quality of leadership. Because if a child thinks that his father will support him in a venture, he can even use his leg to break somebody's gate, knowing that he will not be charged for stealing or attempted stealing or breaking or whatever, because somebody is behind him. There have been a lot of allusions, insinuations, that because these headsmen are of the same ethnic stock with the president, it could be their own thinking, whereas the president may not have thought through that way. You understand? But he should listen to what people are now saying, because when you want to be transparent, it is not by your own standards. You also have to listen or weigh yourself, with what other people are saying. It is the way people see you that validates the claim to transparency. So people are the mirror. So if you think, in fact, a father who is in a position of authority should be harder on his own children to show that he's not derelict on duty or complicit in their misconduct. That is as far as this matter is concerned. Now, because there will be tomorrow, if you sow a seed of discord today because your own people think that you are the one in position of authority, tomorrow, because there must always be tomorrow, and the tomorrow will not end at your doorstep, because tomorrow does not know your name. It is available for any other person. It could be your turn. We have seen that many generals today are complaining about certain things. Yesterday, it was not so. So the point is that we don't have to allow history to continually repeat itself. Because if you don't address what made a child cry on Monday, The child will also cry on Friday.
On Friday, okay.
Indeed.
So just hold your thoughts. We'll come back to this issue. It is something that really, really needs to be handled carefully. To stay with us after the break.